right, so the value menu execution, or let's just do this, value menu money management strategy goes something like this. Okay, so there's going to be one that we're going to want with a full position. And in our example here, that's going to be 20 contracts. Okay, so that's going to be one of the money management strategies that we're going to use. There's going to be another one here that's going to be a full position with a trail. Okay, so instead of just stopping us out, having a trailing stop. And then we want to have one for a half position. So a half position with double the stop. Okay. So we use these in volatile markets or with really volatile stocks where the tight stop is going to be too tight. So the full position one is going to be, we're going to sell, well, we're going to have a stop at 30 cents. And then we're going to sell half of the position at a $2 profit, because we're going to buy in about $2, so that's roughly the 100%. And then move the stop to the break even. Okay, so those are the three criteria, if you will, for the full position with 20 contracts. The full position with a trailing stop, a little bit different. It's going to have a stop at 30 cents again. But instead of selling, we're going to set half the position to trail by 30 cents. 30, 40 cents, whatever we're going to set in there. And when that happens, okay, and that's going to happen at $2. Okay, so at $2 of profit, we will set the trail by 30 cents. And when that happens, we will move the other half to a break-even stop. And then the half position with a double stop, or twice the stop, is we're going to start out with a stop at 60 cents on half our normal position size. We're going to sell half of that position at $2, and we're going to move the stop to break even when that happens. So that's the criteria that we're going to go in. So now we're going to build those out. And so the very first thing that we want to do is to go into our we want to go into our eSignal platform. We're going to come up here to the top where it says Trade. Click on Trade. We're going to go down to Money Management Planner, and we're going to click on the Add button because we're going to add a new Money Management Planner. And we're going to call this one the Value Menu 20. Okay, so Value Menu 20. Okay, so now there it is, Value Menu 20. Let me do this. I'm going to get rid of this one because we're going to put a new one in there. All right, so now I've got no value. There it is. All right, so build in a new Value Menu 20. So over here, this is going to tell us how many contracts we want to place under this condition. So we're going to start out with 20 contracts, so I'm going to split this in half, 10 and 10. Okay, so 10 contracts is what I'm going to have here. I want to take those 10 contracts off at a profit of $2. Okay, that's 200 pennies. So whenever those 10 contracts reach 200 pennies, at $2, I like to sell those. And I would like to have those subjected to a 30-cent stop. So there we go. There's 10. Now I need to add another 10 in here because I'm going to do a 20 contract position. So I add a level. Add a level. And I know that I'm going to be dealing with 10 contracts again, right? Because its total is going to be a 20 contract position. Zero profit here. I'm going to let this one run, right? So no profit line here, right? I want this to be a 0. And I want this one to also be a 30-cent stop. But when I reach $2, I want this stop to move from 30 cents up to break even. Well, how am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to go over here where it says stop strategy, and I might have to build a stop strategy, aren't I? I wonder where I go to build a stop strategy. Right down here under stop strategies. Okay. So let's see here. Let me break this one out. Okay, we're going to get rid of it. We'll break out and we'll get rid of the trail. We'll get rid of the value menu trail. So I'm going to erase all these so you can't, they won't be there, right? It'll look just like there's no value menu in here at all. Okay, so I got to build one. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a new, so I add, okay, and this one's going to be value menu break even stop strategy. Okay, so I click on OK. It now has a name. Okay, and for this one, the type of stop that I want is going to be break even. So I just go to the drop-down list right here, scroll down to break even, and I want it to trigger when? Well, I want it to trigger whenever we reach that 200 pennies that will sell off the first half of the position. And that's all I need to do. So now I have a break-even strategy that's built in here called the VM, value menu, BE, break even. Okay, so now I can go back to my strategy that I was building, and I got my value menu 20 set up where I've got 10 contracts, comes off at $2, 10 contracts stays on, all 20 contracts protected with a stop, but this second half I need to go up to break even whenever this first half sells. So I click on stop strategy, hit the drop down, and realize that, well, there it is right now. Value menu break even is the stop strategy that I would like to use. Well, now I'm done. I now have a stop strategy, a value menu money management strategy, MMS, that says when I buy 20 contracts, take 10 of them off at $2, but protect them with a 30-cent stop. Protect the other half with a 30-cent stop with no upper limit to the profit. And whenever the first half gets taken off, go ahead and move my stop to break even. Awesome. Done. Finished. Got it. Okay. Now, let's see. Jeff, you're not gonna have a problem. I mean, there's a reason that we made the room in Atlanta the size that we did. Believe me, we can cover the 20 students that we're gonna have in there, right? In fact, I would say that you're gonna get a little bit more energy, and I'm excited about having a bigger room. Okay, Troy says show the stop strategy again. Okay, so what did I do? Hang on a minute. I gotta go find your questions here because I lost them. There. All right, so let's show the stop strategy again. So value menu 20, You go over to stop strategies, and there it is. All it is it says what kind of, so you're going to name it, right? You're going to add it in. And what kind of stop do you want? You want to break even. I want it to move to break even. When does it get triggered? Whenever the option price moves 200 pennies in my favor. Right? And that's it. Now, there's things we can do with the stop and the frequency, and it is kind of cool stuff. So there you go. Okay. Now, let's build another one. You guys want to build one of the other ones that we've got on the list here? Because I gave you guys a couple of them, right? You guys remember. That was for the full cut. Now we want to do one for a trailing. Okay. Now we want to do one for the trailing. A little bit different. So, but it's the same process. We're going to go to Trade, Money Management Planner. We're going to add a new strategy, and this is going to be the Value Menu 20 Trail. Okay, so now I've got a new strategy that I'm building out here. Same idea, 10 contracts. Going to get taken off at a $2 profit. And they're going to start out with a 30-cent stop. Done. Oh, I need 10 more contracts. Add a level. 10 contracts. 0 profit. 30-cent stop. Oh, man. I need a new stop strategy. I better go build one. I come down to Stop Strategies. Move up to Add. And this is going to be the Trail 20. Or the 20 Trail. Let's do the 20 Trail. 20 Trail. 20 contract trail. All right, so here we go. What kind of, let me pull down the drop-down list. I'll give you a guess. What type of stop am I going to use? Jeff says value menu trail 20 to be consistent with value menu breaking. Oh, we can do that. I'll show you how to rename it in a minute. Yeah, it's a trailing stop, all right? It's going to be a trailing stop. Now, when do I want the trailing stop to be triggered? When that first position sells off at 200 pennies, $2. And how often, or where do I want it? Well, guys, I kind of like the idea of my stop getting me, let's just say 30-cent stop, okay? Well, the problem is that if I have a 30-cent stop, if I get up to a $2 profit on my option, and I put in a 30-cent stop, that I would get stopped out if the stock backed up on me at $1.70 on the second half, so I would actually make less. So I like the idea of raising my trigger to 230. Right? Does that make sense to everybody? That if I'm going to do the trail, I want this to be at $2.30. Okay? And just leave the frequency as 1. Now let's go back to what we were working on, which was our 20 trail, our exit strategy here. So I need to change the profit here to 230. So for my money management strategy that I'm working on right now, which is the value menu 20 trail, I want to raise, so now it's going to be 10 contracts. When we get to $2.30, go ahead and stop me out. Maintain a 30-cent stop on those 10 contracts. On the second 10 contracts, no upper profit limit, 30-cent stop. But then when we get to $2.30, I'd like to go ahead and execute my 20 trail. We're good? So now I have the value menu 20 trail, which we use with stocks that maybe move more, your price lines, your Googles and so forth, where I might be able to have all 40 or all 20 contracts ride all the way to expiration, and I make crazy stupid money. Right? I like that idea. All right, so now we got that one. Okay, now what do you say we go in and we build the final one here, which was going to be half of position with twice the stop. Well, guys, at this point, it should be pretty straightforward. You go into Trade, Money Management Planner. Build a new Money Management Planner, and we're going to call this the Value Menu 10, right? Because I'm going to use half the position. But I'm going to have twice the stop. Okay, how am I going to do this? I'm going to do the same thing. 5 contracts, $2 profit, but the stop now is 60 cents. Add a level. 5 contracts, 0. I want to let this half run. Stop is 60 cents. The stop strategy. What are we going to use here? I mean, could I use the value menu break even? Because the value menu break even, well, yeah, I could do that. Because the value menu break even is not set to a contract size. It's just an action that says whenever you get to $2 of profit, move your stop from 60 cents in this case to break even. So I can use that one. So I go back in here and I say, okay, 5 contracts, $2 profit, 60 cents stop. 5 contracts, no profit, upper limit, a 60 cent stop, and move to break even. Done.